many years ago. In fact, it was not too long after we had introduced Deep Blue, and I had really begun to appreciate the effectiveness it had for many. Deep Blue was one of the first oils that I had the opportunity to go out and begin sharing with other individuals. And on one occasion, in a discussion with several, a woman challenged me on the formulation of Deep Blue, suggesting that camphor oil was unsafe and should not be used. She expressed that she was concerned that she had read camphor has toxic chemistry. Now, I don't want to catch you off guard, and it may surprise you when I tell you, as I did her, that she was correct. So let me explain. Like many essential oils, oftentimes there's different species and different chemotypes. This is also true with camphor oil. Generally, there are 4 well-known types of camphor. They're referred to as white, brown, yellow, and blue camphor. Very creative, as you can see. Unlike white camphor, the brown, yellow, and blue varieties of camphor do have toxicity concerns. Therefore, white camphor becomes the most acceptable for aromatherapy and essential oil practices. She was completely unaware of this distinction. I would ask you to have confidence in our efforts at doTERRA. Although she was personally unfamiliar with these differences, we're keenly aware. In our pursuit of what's pure, our constant vigilance of CPTG standards, and our ever-growing scientific research opportunities, we continue in new discovery and gained expertise against the backdrop, of course, of safety and efficacy. Now, I oftentimes take a few moments to thank individuals, and I would like to thank the many scientists, the chemists, and the physicians who work tirelessly in our behalf. I thank them for their expertise and their constant efforts, and it's my privilege and my pleasure to work with them. Now, camphor is a tree oil, and so I'd like to mention 2 specific constituents of camphor: limonene, which you're already familiar with, and 1,8-cineol. Now, you'll remember limonene is this monoterpene, and we talked about its wonderful benefits in helping the body to protect itself. 1,8-cineol is also in oils like eucalyptus, and it adds to the soothing properties and cooling effect of Deep Blue when used topically. Now let's talk lastly about 5 different flower oils that are found in this blend. Now we can make a broad statement about flower oils, and we can say that generally they're very relaxing and they're calming. They're used in many different blends in doTERRA, and I'm certain the flower oils are some of your favorite oils. A key point to remember is that flower oils are relaxing to the body, soothing to the tissues, calming to the emotions, and replenishing to the skin. So you can see that they have a very broad spectrum of activity associated with them. They're an important addition to this blend because of their relaxing and soothing nature. So let's begin by talking about 3 of the 5. Let's talk about ylang-ylang, helichrysum, and osmanthus. Now, as the case with every oil in this blend, remember that we're working for synergy. Each one has constituents which is helpful for bringing soothing relief and support. Now, it seems a bit unusual to have so many different flower oils in one blend. However, remember, it's a feature of nearly all oils in the floral category to be relaxing to the body as a whole. Ylang-ylang, for example, contains beta-caryophyllene or beta-caryophyllene. You can say it either way. One of the primary chemical constituents that's also found in doTERRA's copaiba oil. Now, we've had much discussion about copaiba, so that should draw you to some immediate conclusions as to why we put ylang-ylang in this blend. The support this constituent provides is well understood. Now, when combined with gamma-curcumin and helichrysum and the ketones found with osmanthus, the overall chemical influence is soothing and relaxing to the tissues. So let's talk about chamomile oils for just a brief moment. Now, there's 3 different types of chamomile oils. You're probably familiar with all of them. However, we only use 2 of them in the Deep Blue blend. And the 2 that we use are Moroccan chamomile, which is commonly known as blue tansy, and German chamomile, which is referred to as blue chamomile. Now, there's some differences and duplication between these 2 chamomile essential oils. Now, Deep Blue has its beautiful color because of these two oils. Somazoline, which is found in both of the oils, is very soothing to the body and provides that deep bluish green color. Now, it's a shared constituent between both oils. It is an especially important compound when the need arises to soothe and calm the tissues. Relaxation of the tissues is equally important since irritated tissues can feel tense and they can feel very stressed. Now, another interesting note is the difference in terpene content between each of these two, what I'll refer to now as blue oils, the chamomile oils. Blue tansy is mainly comprised of monoterpenes with some sesquiterpene content, while blue chamomile is nearly all sesquiterpenes and only has a very small amount of monoterpenes. Now, this may seem unimportant, and maybe because it's chemistry, because here we are again. Although I'm speaking in very broad terms, these differences mean something very specific and important to us. And that is that the potential enhanced for faster acting and longer lasting outcomes because of those differences is substantially increased. Although there can be many reasons why we experience discomfort, there are things we can do to help mitigate their expression. And that's an important concept to remember, especially when we add to it, be consistent in your approach and seek to understand your individual needs. Ask for appropriate help. Seek the guidance of others when necessary. I believe that when we fully engage in our own health practices, when we improve lifestyle, when we provide proper nutrition and utilize the benefits of essential oils, change and improvement is always possible. As always, it's a pleasure to be with you. I wish each of you happiness and health in all of your endeavors. Our commitment to you is unwavering. It's a pleasure to know you and to serve you. I look forward to a time when we're together again. Thank you for spending a few moments with me.